Hello, my name is Gary Spracklen and I am Director of Digital Learning and Innovation at the Isle of Portland Aldridge Community Academy. This is a recording of a workshop that took place on Tuesday the 4th of December 2012 and covers 30 iPad apps in 30 minutes. Good evening everyone, welcome to this third session of the IPACA Engage, Innovate and Inspire sessions. Tonight I'm going to attempt to show you 30 iPad apps in 30 minutes. It is going to be very whistle stop and obviously not all of them are going to be applicable to everyone, but I hope that there may be one or two things from tonight that you can take away and use. That's popped out when it shouldn't. Before I started really, I just wanted to give you sort of an overview of how long I've been using iPads in the classroom. The first time I had an iPad in my classroom was around about two and a bit years ago now, when the iPad 2 very first came out. On the launch day we ordered one in our class because I had a boy who was a selected mute, so he chose to speak at home but not at school through various medical reasons basically. And we've been advised by speech and language support that there was a fantastic app called Prologue to Go that would enable him to speak through the iPad in a very simple way. And it's an augmented reality app. I'm not going to show it to you tonight, but it enables the child, you may have seen Widget before, where you give children symbols to communicate. Well, this used Widget, but it also enabled you to add your own pictures. So when he used to say, hello mum, or hello Mr. Spracklen, instead of just having a random picture of a teacher, he could have a picture of me there. So it'd be fantastic. And I just want to share with you the impact the iPad had in his school life.
I really like my iPad, and then I talk to my friend and teach him that you got play games and take lots of photos and videos. And then tired to handwriting, to I write it on my iPad. I need myself when I work on my iPad at school.
And this device, the iPad, literally changed how this boy accessed all education at school. It had an absolute fantastic impact, and things have moved on from there, and there's loads of things now around that we can use to engage and inspire and be creative in the classroom. And tonight I'm going to share with you these 30 apps, and I wanted to start actually on one of the ones I found when I first started using the iPad. And I think it really shows the power of the iPad and how it can enrich an experience. I'm using an app on my Mac here called AirServer, which enables me to send wirelessly whatever's on my iPad to the Mac. It's only on a 7-day trial, it's about £20 otherwise. So the first app tonight I'm going to look at is an app called Toy Story. This is a digital book, it's free. Every app that I'll show you tonight is free. The next version of this book costs about £2.99.
Andy was a young boy with a big imagination. He loved playing with all his toys, but his favorite was a cowboy doll named Sheriff Woody.
I think I wanted to start, let's just go back on that one. The reason why I wanted to start with this is because it just shows the power of the iPad. Andy was a young boy with a big imagination. He loved playing with all his toys, but his favourite was a cowboy doll. Andy was a young boy with a big imagination. He loved playing with all his toys, but his favourite was a cowboy doll named Sheriff Woody. So instantly you can create interactive content straight within the app. And things like, a book becomes interactive because you can then paint with it. So straight away the page that you're working with, you can colour in. And obviously because it's an iPad, when you want to rub it out, you just give it a shake, which is really impressive. So that was just the first fun app I wanted to share with you. It's free to download. The next one is one that should come with the iPad. Well, it does come with the iPad, not should, it always does. If you've got iOS 6, which is the latest update, which is free to update, this is the new Maps app that comes with the iPad. It's received a lot of bad press, but it also allows you to do fantastic things like work with 3D images, particularly if you're looking at London. It's great because we're so used to seeing satellite images, but just with 2 fingers over the screen, you can instantly see that you can move around the Houses of Parliament, in fact anywhere in London, and get a real perspective on the site that you're looking at. And you can zoom in, you can focus on a different part, you can rotate it around, you can look above. So it's really good about looking at, and you know, they are mapping more and more places into this. Portland looks a bit flat at the moment, but wouldn't it be great when they've done Portland? And you can just go on a flyer. That, you know, you could use this in so many different ways, couldn't you? To go on tours, to create videos, you know, all sorts of different things. Great for backgrounds, for film work, etc. So that's the second app. Third app is another app that comes with it, but it's so good, especially in the early years. Photo Booth, exploring your image. I don't want to do my image. Wait a minute. Turn it around. There we are. You know, just add instant effects. You know, children love exploring what these might mean, what they do. You know, putting funny faces in here, all sorts of things like that. It's very simple. It obviously comes free with it, but there's an amazing array of things you can do with this and just explore really. Okay, next app is a very basic app, but many people forget that this now comes with the new operating system. It's the clock. Great for geography, exploring time zones, using maths. Obviously set alarms, stopwatches, obviously nice and straightforward, good for lap times, etc. And people kind of forget that this is here. Good to put up on your whiteboard and, you know, time it to count down. Very simple, very straightforward, very instant. Okay, now next I'm going to show you one of my favourite apps, because it's truly one of those apps that you can use with any age of children and adults. Something called Pic Collage. It's very simple to add. Oh look. Straight away you get this blank canvas that you can just add pictures into. So we can use the camera, we can add photos already from our library, or we can import photos from different places. We can also add text and we can change the backgrounds. Let's start by taking some pictures and using them, and we can manipulate those. This just shows the people that are watching it on YouTube that there were actually people here tonight. And shame on those people that are not here. Look. So you know, this is great for sharing your thoughts on something. It's very visual, obviously, and just a really quick and simple way to make a poster. Instantly, you can change text options. Use a whole array of fonts. Change colour. Choose how you format it, and you can make it bigger, smaller. You can add stickers. And obviously, like a lot of apps, there is features in here that you can subscribe to and get more. You can have your Christmas pack, and you can have your bling pack. What's you, Mr. Markley? But you know, the simple features are there for free for everyone to use, and they're nice and simple and straightforward to get on with. The great thing about this is straight away, if you press this export button, you can send it off to any social media site, or you can save it straight down to the picture library, and it can be exported just like with any picture on here using the wire and as you would a digital camera, really. So it's nice, straightforward, simple. I've seen children in youngest reception using this without any problems and without any instruction. Just setting them off you go, and make the poster, and it's amazing how quickly they learn how to get their pictures in and how to get their stickers in. It seems out of all the apps I've shown you, it's probably the most intuitive for anyone just to pick up and use, really. It's so straightforward, and I'd really recommend doing that one. The next one is a personal favourite of mine that I've used a lot in class. It's called Puppet Pals HD. This version is the free version, so it only allows you some limited use, but the paid version allows you to create your own puppets from pictures. So I could take a picture of one of our teachers here tonight, and then instantly that could become a puppet. And you can see how you could use this not just in a primary setting, but you can use it in a secondary setting by not just taking pictures of people, but taking pictures of objects or things that you're discussing and using it as a way of sharing a concept with people. So if we press to start, if you see at the bottom here it says My Actors, and you can add your own actor from a photo. I can't do that because we're not got the paid version, but let's just give an example. We can have the princess, the evil man, and the fairy godmother. We can choose what order they're in the foreground and background. You can then choose your background. Again, you've got the 3 free examples, or you can choose any background. So you could do this with your periodic table as a background. You could do this as a geography volcano as a background explaining the concept. You could do this from whatever background you want if we upgrade. So let's just choose this as a background. And here you've instantly got our storyboard. So we could say that once upon a time there was a princess who lived in a castle. When suddenly one day an evil man came along and threatened to shrink her. But lucky for her, the fairy godmother came along and cast a spell over the evil man, and he shrunk and he shrunk and he shrunk until he wandered off home in the end. And instantly, once upon a time there was a princess who lived in a castle. When suddenly one day an evil man came along and threatened to shrink her. But lucky for her, the fairy godmother came along and cast a spell over the evil man, and he shrunk and he shrunk and he shrunk until he wandered off home in the end. So instantly you've got this project that you've made, this puppet show. And you can do this, you can go work to any level on this, because you can have whatever background you want, and you can have whatever objects you want. So you could use it to explain the most complex of operations, really. So it's a really straightforward, simple app to use. The next one is a primary app that again shows the capability of the iPad. This is called Motion Mass, and it's good for your kinesthetic learning because you operate the device by tilting it. There's no touching involved. There's no writing numbers down. So the idea
Fly to the bigger number.
The idea of the game is you fly to the bigger number. And obviously this is just an example when you first load up the game, but it saves your scores and you pick up from where you are, so where you can have multiple users logging into this. And it's part of a series of games called Motion Mass, and they're all free, they're all really simple and quick and easy to use, and they all involve that kinesthetic element, which is really nice and straightforward. The next app is a fantastic app from NASA. I just wanted to highlight to you that this was there and this was free, really, because it's impossible for me to show you everything that's in this app. It's so deep and so varied, and it's really fantastic. Obviously there's information about the planets, you just click and explore, really. There's so much here that you can dive into. Extra information can pop up, you can send this off to other devices, there's ways that you can analyse. But the best thing about this app is when there are people, that there's either a launch coming or there's people working on the space station, they put a live feed in sometimes, and you can go through the app and you can actually see what's happening, which is good fun. That's normally on the NASA TV. There's great images, huge selection of images that you can search and use in your teaching and explore. There's links off to the radio station, links off to other websites. Very deep, very constantly evolving app that's worth checking out, really. The next is Google Drive. If you came along to my workshop last week or watched it back online, Google Drive is how you basically use Google Docs on an iPad. Google Drive allows you to open up your documents and edit them. So if I go to the CPD folder that I've got here in the poster, you can see that instantly I can have access to the documents I've got. This is a PDF file, so I can't edit this one. But if I wanted to open a document such as an example policy that's been shared with me, I can open it up, I can press edit, and just like last week when I was showing you on the desktop, you can start editing straight away. You probably get stuck by the slow connection here. But it allows you to edit on the move. Currently you can edit spreadsheets and documents in Google Drive. You can't edit presentations at the moment, probably to do with the space more than anything, but that'll probably come on board in the long run. Okay. The next one is another sort of document-based thing. It's mobile OCR. OCR stands for optical character recognition. And it's quite a useful thing to use. Would you mind just popping the lights on for me, just so I can give this a go? I used this the other day because, ooh, that was interesting. I used this the other day because one of the pupils at Royal Manor had done a report and they printed it off, but they hadn't saved their work, and I wanted to put the information on the website. So instead of typing it out again, I used this OCR app, and it wasn't 100% accurate, but it was a really good starting point. And I got a majority of their text through, and then I could just go through and edit it. So if I click from camera, and I hold it over a piece of writing, press use, press convert. And what it's trying to do is it's trying to extract the text from that piece of writing and convert it. Oh, look at that. That's not the best example, is it? Let's try something else. Like I said, it's not perfect. It's free though. It's worth a go. No. Try have a go yourself and see if it comes out any better. The one I did the other day came out okay. It wasn't perfect, but it was a really good starting point, like I said. So that's mobile OCR. The next one is ScreenChomp. ScreenChomp is a screen recording tool that allows you to record the whiteboard that you're using. So instantly you can add a different background. So I can choose from library or I can take a picture. So let's choose a picture I've already got. And what I can do here is I can record, I can annotate the work that I'm doing, so I can say, you know, these people are sitting really nicely, well done, not too sure about what this person's doing here, and I can commentate and I can talk about, and obviously this is great, I use this in my class for half term to explore concepts that we were doing. So if we were exploring long multiplication, we would go through it on here, and I'd press the stop button, and instantly I can annotate the work that I'm doing, so I can say, you know, these people are sitting really nicely, well done, not too sure about what this person's doing here, and I can commentate and I can talk about, and obviously, and instantly you've got this video that you can share, and basically it sends it to a website called ScreenChomp.com. It stores it on there, and it then gives you the URL, the link, to then share that with other people, and obviously you can share it through the blog, through the website. Through Edmodo, you know, you can do it in whatever way that you are sharing your information with your class. You can also do it for a QR code, which we'll come on to in a minute. The next one, and someone's already having a play, is Bebop. Bebop. There's that sound. Bebops cost nearly £50 each, which I was so surprised that I went to buy some more. Yet, you know, you can use this on the app, and there's exactly the same way. And actually, to be honest with you, I think using the app is more effective than actually using the Bebop now, because it sets out a maze that you've got to work through, whereas if you give them to a group of children, they just don't really, unless you really supervise it, there's not a lot of direction with it. Whereas this, they have to work themselves through the maze. So this is basic control technology. It's giving clear instructions. And when some of you in school, it would have been Roma. So this is the update on Roma. So let's just skip something like 12. So we've got a... And the idea obviously is to do it in as many different... I'm really good at Roma. The idea is to get through to the end of the maze in as few moves as possible. So it's building that children's understanding of direction, space and movement, and obviously lots of links and maths there. The next app has got one tool with it. It's called Paper. It's on my list, Paper by FiftyThree. Oh, I thought it was my phone, but it's not mine. It's a real simple, intuitive app to use. To be honest with you, I think if you're going to use it, you probably want to buy more tools with it once you start using it, because it's so nice and simple to use. So let's just put this on, and you would literally get one tool at the bottom here, but you can see how instantly, because of the nature of the pen, it's really nice and straightforward. I'm going to try. That's my butterfly. But it's just nicer than using a general paint program, because it just seems that superior quality to it. And you can purchase more apps at the bottom here for different prices. But it's a nice starting point, and you've got your sketch tool for $1.49, and there's tutorials built in about how you use each tool. So for art, it could be really useful, and you never have to replace them once you pay $1.49 for a sketch tool. And here, that's it then. Video effects live, very much like what we looked at a second ago with Photo Booth, but it just gives you kind of more tools really. So if I go to add. It's a very girly app, this one, very pink and colourful and nice. So I don't like clicking the pictures, so let's turn it around. So we can instantly put these people in a frame. We can record this straight away and then export that. We can then use that in iMovie or anything else with editing programs with. But it's just nice, it gives you more tools than the other one really. Scary. Snow, lovely for Christmas lights. One for Valentine's Day. You just see how effective it is and how instant and live the whole process is. You can edit your own text there straight away. Not quite sure what that is. Do more fonts, or there's so many different tools in there, really quick and simple to use. So that's a nice one. The next one is a QR code scanner. There's nothing specifically special about this particular one other than that it's another one that's free. If you've not used QR codes before, they're great fun to have in class. Something like this you can have hanging round and kids can just go along with the iPads and scan it in. So you can have, it just creates a bit more excitement. I like the idea of having them in class so that children come in and they're just on the desk and they're not knowing, you haven't told them what they've got to do, they just, when they scan it in, it takes them to the website where the task is. It's just that air of excitement generating interest, kind of there's a bit of detective about it. So I created this QR code scanner, QR code earlier on. Just type in QR code generator into Google and there's loads of websites that pop up. The idea is you put a website in or a file and then it gives you a code that is one of these images. You'll see these, now I've shown you these, if you've not seen them before, you'll see them everywhere. They are literally everywhere now. On any bit of food that you have on the packaging, there's always one. And increasingly that they're used in marketing campaigns and things to link off to external content. So if somebody sees this one, they can hold it up, scans it straight away, look, and instantly it's loading a site about Winston Churchill, and the children have got to go and find out. They've got to actually read some of the information to find out which US president did this man build strong relations with during World War II. So it's kind of like the old web quest idea of going off to different information, but it's so nice that there's a link between physical and the digital, so you kind of get that exploration. You can put this up for displays. You can have a video that you've stored online about the display that you're doing. You can just put the code up. People go around with the iPad, hold it up, and then instantly the display comes alive. And then there are other ways that you can do it now. I'm going to show you at the end an app called Aurasma. In fact, I'm going to show another school that's using an app called Aurasma, and that does it without the QR code. You would just hold it up to this picture, it would recognise this picture and launch a video. So that's the development on QR codes, but QR codes are a really nice place to start if you've not used them before.
Gary, QR codes are in the news this week.
Yep.
That you probably read, because people, for whatever reason, have now started putting Trojans in them, which means that you scan the thing and then it goes immediately on your phone. It goes immediately onto a premium pay line, and you're paying 45 minutes a minute, 45 pence a minute, until you find out that it's happening and you've got a £10,000 bill.
Okay.
So
we're looking
obviously, hopefully, somebody
some kind of way of blocking that. Definitely, I think with that sort of thing, we need to teach the children about spotting the things that come up, because obviously, presumably with that sort of thing, you'd have to then download something as well, because in fact that's just launching a website and that could happen in any way. So there must be at some point something that's telling you to click forward, and I think it's teaching about the risks of that as well. The next one is Recorder Plus. This is just a simple audio recording tool, really. I think there's a free tool that comes with the iPad that you can record, but this just gives you a little bit more functionality. As with a lot of free apps, there's some adverts, and we have to be careful with those and check the content of those, but it's very simple. Just straight away press record and you've got that instant recording, and then you can export this and use it in another app later on, or you can just upload it straight online. This allows you a bit more functionality in that you can add different effects and things like that, but it's a nice straightforward app. The next one is a really simple app that I wanted to kind of highlight the use with SEN, really, because iPads have got a fantastic use for SEN, as you saw at the very beginning, and there's so many different apps out there, you just got to go and search, really. So this one here is a sort of app aimed for under threes that
Can you find me?
It's just,
That's great.
very calming. When the music stops, it explains the purpose. So the whole purpose of this is always to click.
Tap on me.
Can you tap on me? Can you find me? It's very, very simple, very basic. But for those children autistic that get distracted by something, as things progress, another item is added in. So at the moment, we've gone to the first level where it's just the person, and now we've got a jumping sheet that we want to press, and it's always we need to press the person. So it's developing very early skills of concentration and focus and direction, obviously fine motor skills and things like that as well. So it's very, very basic, very straightforward.
Let's play some more.
constant encouragement, constant words of positivity really moving forward. The next one is something called iDough HD. This is just a big ball of plastic thing to play with, basically. This was my attempt last night. This comes with a 5-minute trial. It's not exclusively 5-minute trials, but you get 5 minutes to work on each ball of dough before you have to start a new ball of dough. You can see how instantly you can have a sort of explore with this and sort of 3D modelling. You can change colours. You make the Earth, those sorts of things. Make a new planet. Would have been nice for our Challenger Mind Week, that sort of thing. So it's a nice, really quick, simple app to use.
Can you save that if you've only got 5 minutes on each one? Can export it before it goes?
You can export, yeah. Okay, Pottery. I thought it was a really good idea when someone showed me this, because we never have 32 potter's wheels in a classroom, do we? And it's all having a go. Whereas this, didn't open that. Straight away you can have a go at playing with your own pot. This is me playing the other one that's all gone now. Reset. There we have it. Look, so instantly you can mould your pot.
That's amazing.
This is available on Android as well, like a lot of the apps I'm showing tonight. So you can. I'm not a potter, but if you had some direction on this, I'm sure it could be really exciting. And you can upgrade, and you can have different materials, you can have different tools and different things like that. And then you can fire your pot at the end.
To 10% don't crack.
There we are, look, doesn't it look nice? It's really like an explorer in 3D. There we are. And there is, I've been told that there is an alternative app where you can then have it made for real from what you've done. Which is just crazy, isn't it? Magnetic Alphabet is good fun, free app. The first set of magnets are free. Don't you find when you're using magnetic letters in class you always run out of an S, and you can have as many S's on here as you want. They don't run out. So if you have got Simon the Snake, it'll be fun. So again, the first letters are free. If you want lowercase or numbers, you've got to buy them for £1.50. And again, there's different packs. There isn't any cursive ones yet, so I'm sure that will come in time. So it's a nice thing to use, hold it up, great for letters and sounds work, used it a lot in my last school. Next one, sound effects. Now there are hundreds of soundboards that are really good fun to play with. I picked this one in particular. Because it had these 3 custom buttons at the end, so you can instantly add your own sounds in. Hello! Hello! So you can instantly add, and you can see how you can make your own soundboard for things. This is great fun for assembly work or exploring voices and different things like that. It means you can have a conversation with yourself, which is fun. Extreme effects. This is. Now, I know that all apps are for boys and girls, but if there is any app... This is going to keep popping up with that. To make a movie, I can choose from these different themes. Oh, who's it going to direct that? Mr. Martin. There's a shock. Sorry, it's probably 10 seconds. to sort of going back to cinematic black and white. Instantly you can apply different filters and effects. And the good thing about this is you can export it, and if you're using something like iMovie, you can then import that back in. So you can, the idea is you can use lots of different apps to create one project. So this will just show us, I think it'll show us for 10 seconds actually, you can get it from too long. And instantly you can say, send it off, use it somewhere else. Okay, SkyView 3. I loved it when I first saw this app. It uses augmented reality, links it with sort of planetarium information. I don't know what the right terminology is. But you can see, based on your current location, you can see exactly where certain things are. So, down here we have the moon. At the moment, and we can go and find something else. You can type. So it's laying an augmented reality layer over the top. This is free again, really straight, simple to use. There it is, space station. Everyone wave. And you can see different points. So I think that's just nice and simple. It gives everyone an idea of space, shape, space. Their place in the universe, as it were, where they sit. So that's nice. Next one is Socrative Student. Socrative is a voting handset that works on the iPad, basically. So I'm going to have to switch now and use my laptop. Can I keep both open? Probably not. Right. So you log into the website. There is also a teacher app, so you can use it on just on iPads. But if I just show you from here, it's easier for me at the moment. So I log in as a teacher. This app doesn't just work on iPads; it works on any device. So it can work on student-owned mobile phones. It can work on iPod Touches. It can work on laptops. It can work on desktop computers. And instantly, it gives you kind of the voting handset experience, but on any device. So my room number is now written here. So I'd write it up on my board. And the children on their Socrative device would put in the number. So let's put in 266756. I'd put join room. And now it's telling me on here that it's waiting for the teacher to start the activity. So I then pick from here. One thing I really liked using, I used this with year 7 up at Royal Manor on Thursday last week. And it was really good because we used short answers. And it's probably not a good example to show you now because we've only got one person. But basically I said, right, here's a picture of stimulus. I want you to all write me 20 words about this picture. So they all got away and they all were excited writing away. And then they submitted it to me, which is great because all the answers pop up on my screen. I can see what they're writing. But then instantly I can press a button on Socrative that says, now everyone vote on which their favourite one is. So all 10 of the students who are in the room had each other's work sent back to them, and they could read them and then vote on which their favourite was. So instantly you kind of get this collaborative. No one knew whose sentence was which, so there was no sort of making fun, you've missed this or you've missed that. It was instant. So let's just share an example of an exit ticket. So I've now started this, so if I go back, you should in a second be able to see that pop up, if it's working properly. It's not going to work now, is it? Exit tickets are great because when they work, because basically straight away it comes up with how was your learning in this lesson? Give it a score out of 1 to 10. Right here what you learned in this lesson. So you can use in any lesson, you just press it as a cleaning activity to kind of get that assessment for learning. Then it kind of says, now do the activity that's on the board. So straight away there's this, sharing of information. So that's a nice thing that you can try with any device. Doesn't have to just be an iPad. I'll end that now because it doesn't seem to be working. Come back to that one another time maybe. And the other thing is, when you finish, you can have a report that can either be emailed straight out to you, you can download it there and then to print off. So you can have all their answers back in. You can also pre-generate quizzes and different content like that. Okay, we're near the end now. Just got a few less. Face goo. Let's give an example of this one. Mr. Crew. So instantly, we could take a picture of someone, we can then manipulate that image. We can also choose to add different effects, and build, a good character. I know that Melissa used this last week with your year ones. There's some examples. Irene's got there. They are making big bad wolves, riding lots of fur and different things like that. Straight away you can see how this can be used, and then you can export that, and the year ones use that to then go into Pic Collage and then make a picture out of them. So straight away you can see how these different things can link together. Really, I will delete that for you. The next one. I couldn't remember what I put on this. Why I put this on here, but this is text to speech. This is really good for inspiring writing, at any level really, because children love to hear back what they've written and to see that their sentences are making sense. So I can read out loud. But instantly. Ooh. You can change voices. You can get Obama if you unlock it, apparently. There's normally a good pirate one in these sort of things as well. But you can have it in, it's not just for English, you can have this in Spanish, French, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Italian, Turkish, Russian, Cantonese, Czech. So it might be a nice idea to practice sentences in the MFL and things like this and hear them back. Let's go for the English. It's probably really...
I can read out loud.
I can indeed. So it's nice. We found it really good last year for a child who really struggled with their writing, just to get something down because then they could hear it back. It's just it's a small thing, but again another free thing. Okay, the next one is the next two apps kind of go together sometimes. They're called iMotion and iMotion R. iMotion HD, and the next one is iMotion R. iMotion R is the remote control.
Now, sadly, iMotion HD is one of those apps that does not screen mirror, which means that I couldn't record what was happening on my MacBook from the event. So what I've done after the event is gone online and found an example video to show you, and I'm going to share that with you instead. In this video, note how about halfway through, someone's using an iPad to control the camera on the stand. This is the great thing about iMotion HD, is that it comes with this free remote app which allows you to take photographs with an external device. This is great because it means you could put an iOS device up high somewhere and then use another device to take the pictures. So you can imagine using this in science or history, reenactments and things like that, just to generate real interest and engagement in your topic. Here's the video.
Love is a blessing, I know what you're thinking, I know what you think of me, I know where you're coming from, the usual life from me. I am a monster, a B-movie buster, the voice on the night and the smell of my best friend. I'm overreacting and never rehearsing, I'm bringing the winds on the bend of the season. My life is a failure, I may have a cancer, aiming at the right time, a bottle of fine wine. You're not really happy with me, but you keep me on, and I sing out of key and I mess around. Everybody knows all the people like
The last two apps I want to talk about, I'm not going to share with you. I've got a video of another school sharing with you. This was shared at the Teach Meet event recently. This is something called GreenScreen Free. You may have seen chroma key technology used before. The classic example is with the weather, where someone stands in front of a screen and then they take away the background colour and replace it with an image. This is an app that does it on the iPad, really simple, really quick, and it's quite intuitive. It's not the most professional outcome, but it enables the children to do it. And the other one, the final app tonight, is something called Aurasma Lite. Aurasma Lite is like the QR codes, but instead of the QR codes, it takes a real image. So it could take that wall display there, it would recognise that wall display, and then it would display content that you'd asked it to display. This can be brilliant for doing interactive campus tours, for example. Someone could take an iPad and go around and information pops out the wall. It would have been great for Challenger Mind Week. You know, for example, where there's people that maybe didn't have a chance to show their dance, if they had the picture, or you know, even if it was one of the aliens that the app would have up to, and out comes their dance routine on video. You know, how exciting that could have been. So, this is from Downland School.
We're from Downland School, and we made you this presentation. Bring your posters to life using these two apps. This here selection movie, this here selection photo, this is the sensitivity, this is the colours, this is where you see your recorded videos, this is the timer, and this is the record and stop button. This is how to use green screen. As you can see, two people are being green screened. This is how it will work. Jamie will press the top left button to choose his video. He will select his video on his camera roll. He will press his background to get it to show the video. And then when he presses record, it will start the video. In World War II, he'll press the pause button and he will go to his settings to view his video. Then he will export it to gallery. He will go on the Aurasma app. He will choose the camera symbol. Now he will go on the image that he wants, and he will look at the monitor if it's got green, and then he will take the picture and go camera roll, choose a video or an image, and then you use, and then take a few seconds to compress. Now he'll choose a name and press next. Now he will make the image big or small, and he will press save. Now it's here, we'll do a little trouble saying it. Now he will go on the image, and you can see it, the video. These are some of the Aurasmas we have done. They tell us more information about the war.
So instantly you can see how they've made the displays more interactive, and it's all within the iPad. They've done the green screen and then they've attached it straight away to the image, all within the iPad. And it's really simple to use. And if you just go online and search for Aurasma, and you can see loads of schools using this. And it's nice to see another Dorset school using it so effectively, really. And they've done a whole wall of things where you just hold it up and you get these things popping out straight away. I think it's nice and straightforward. Has anyone got any questions? Hopefully there's one thing that you can take away tonight and you can use in your classroom. Thank you.